Hello and welcome back to Fallout 4 Zombieland Conquest Reanimated. Forgive me if I'm stumbling over my words. I automatically want to say Fallout 4 Ground Zero. So anyway, we are back in the apocalypse, back in the Commonwealth. For me, it's probably something like the fourth or the fifth time today. I've tried multiple times to record this episode and had very little success. Unfortunately, getting through about almost a full video each time before encountering some kind of situation. Like what's going on right now? Is this day just cursed? For me, is it? Is this a cursed day? Are we having a cursed day, everyone? Okay, well that seems to have fixed now. So, the latest problem was to do with the turrets. I thought the turrets weren't working, so I abandoned the last episode and then did my homework after I abandoned the recording. And it turns out that this foggy weather massively impinges on the turret's ability to do their job effectively. Now anyway, where are we? Okay, there's a lot to cover. I've got a lot to cover today. First of all, while I try to talk to you, I'm going to be building. I'm basically going to be retracing the steps that I've taken twice already in this attempted recording. So, forgive me if I kind of rushed through it, but I've said it so many times already today. First of all, let me find what I'm looking for, and then we'll get into it. Right, we have what we need to begin. So, first of all, we're going to be building a little bit of a perimeter around our base. This is going to be our ground zero base, okay? Meaning this is going to be our home base, and we will be continuing to set up other bases in the area. I'm not going to do a lot of building in this episode, but I am going to do a little bit here at the start, just to set up a bit of a safety net, because this is absolutely brutal. When it all goes down, it goes seriously down, and it all goes downhill very quickly. So, I've done this twice. This is the third time today. But there we have a slight amendment. I never make any notes too. I should make notes, shouldn't I? Definitely recording. All right. In both of my recordings so far, I've forgotten to unpause the gameplay very often, many times, and created havoc. So, we have a slight amendment to our permadeath save system. That being, I'm making a rule where I can now save at the base. So at the home base. So this is our original home base. And when we move, say for example to Lexington, and we start to loot the area, and we take our conquest bag with us, and we set up another outpost, let's call it, this outpost that we're in. We set up another one in Lexington, then we're allowed to save there. So I can save as often as I want. The reason I've come up with this rule is because, let me get rid of this tree again. The reason I've come up with this rule is because if let me just get this written. If I do all this building work now and we get a zombie attack, or I head out into the world, which we'll be doing after this. I don't like the way that's kind of looking, but we'll get to that in a sec. And then I die, then I have to come back to the base and do all of the building work again, which is it's just not doable. It's way too tedious, and it's just not doable. So I've come up with this slight amendment to our rule, that being that I can save as often as I like, as long as we're at the base. Then we go out into the world, and the other rules apply. What we said, 8 AM to 8 PM or 8 PM. I want a couple of these down, maybe. Got any bigger ones? Not that big. Maybe that big? No, not that big. I like them.
Call me Charmer.
And yeah, I think that'll be good. So we're setting up a little bit of a, you know, a kill corridor here, where the zombies will have to come in through there, and if they don't, then they won't survive. They won't be able to get in. So what else is on the cards? Okay, so that's the save thing. We are now allowed to save as often as we want when we're at a base. And that's only going to apply for this type of outpost where we've set up one of these, a workshop. Otherwise, we can't save unless we come all the way back to base, or unless it's 8 AM or 8 PM. Alright, so that's that. And another thing about building. Okay, so I'm starting to learn that building, this might sound strange to many of you, but I'm starting to learn about how fundamental the settlement building is to Fallout 4. You know, I've played a lot of Fallout 4, and most often when it came to settlements, in fact, pretty much every time when it came to settlement building, I would just build the bare minimum, like you have to do in the, you know, the first kind of tutorial mission where you have to build for the settlers at Sanctuary. And I feel like something could possibly get in through there. So let's add another spike fence on this side. So because of that fact, because I'm starting to see how vital building is, and how in depth it is, and how, you know, not monotonous, but time consuming. So now I can save, alright? So we don't have to do that again, hopefully, as long as this recording doesn't terrorize me like the other ones have. I'm going to let you know at the start of an episode if that episode is going to be dedicated to building at a base. And if it is, the whole episode will be dedicated to hanging around the base and doing a bit of building. And if you want to, then you decide whether or not you want to watch that, or do you want to skip ahead to the next episode, which won't be dedicated to building. Now, somehow, I don't know how, somehow last time I dropped off all my purified water in here. And we have a ton of supplies with us for our base building system, which is working fine. We are going to offload all of our gear from here into the workshop. I'm also going to get rid of the corpses that are hanging around. We have a level up. So yeah, it's been a difficult one. Honestly, I've done like 2.5 hours of recording on this episode alone. I've also done a State of Decay episode and a Ground Zero episode. So it just, you know, it sort of shows me how much I could be doing if the episodes go well. But since it was a bit of a nightmare, a lot of a nightmare, having the 2 episodes kind of crap their pants on me, then, you know, whatever. We just have to do them again. This is just part of it, isn't it? It's part of the whole YouTube thing. All right, let me offload my stuff. Now then, over to what I am and have been most excited about. We are going to reveal today the very cool thing that I have been kind of hinting at forever since the start of this series. And we are, because I've decided we don't want to leave it too long. We also need to build a few more turrets if we can, which I don't think we can, actually. We don't quite have the resources, do we? We don't have circuitry. Let me just see what I have in here. Because we really do need a few more turrets around, because they can't see in this fog. It's driving me mad. In the episode I just tried to record what was going on with the turrets. Now, do I have any actual circuitry in and of itself? No, so we need to find stuff. It's got circuitry in it. Yeah, they just wouldn't fire. And I've had it happen to me before in other mod packs where the turrets fire ammunition, and I was wondering, have they run out of ammo? But that's not the case. They don't fire ammo in this pack. So then I, after, you know, while through experimenting, decided to change the weather, thinking, is it something to do with this fog? Looked all over the internet and found no input. And it turns out, as soon as the weather cleared, every single turret in the area was going like a rocket, which is great news, and that's just something we've got to plan for. What I did notice was in this weather, if the enemies, the zombies, got really close to the turrets, they could see them. But even a few feet away, they couldn't. So that's a problem. And it means that I need to be building a couple more turrets on these wooden logs, tree stumps that I've put here. So tear this down. Apart from that, everything's going good. It's just been a few incidents like not pressing the unpause button, and that issue with the turrets, which literally made me abandon that episode. We don't want this one. No, we want this one. Damn, now I need oil. Crap. Anyway, let's get some oil. So I don't think I've finished saying. I'm going to get all this talking out of the way, and then don't worry, I'll chill out. I don't want you guys to wait much longer, and I don't want to wait much longer to reveal this really cool thing, because it's so vital. Oil, so vital to what we're doing here, and to the story and the setup of the gameplay. It's episode 3 now. I think that's long enough. So let's just find one more thing here with oil in it. There we go. And that. Okay, that'll do. Oh yeah, I want to build a little platform for them. So it's looks semi-good. Actually have some proper turret poles somewhere. Let me find these. Okay. These little turret poles. There's so much in this pack. It's hard. It's hard to navigate this menu at times. I'm sure the more I do it, the more I'll remember things. Is this snapping? Yeah, it is now. Although it's not going to snap to that. So these two at least will register anything that comes in very close. Do I have enough? I do. I have enough for one of these. Get you there. Get you there. So yeah, if anything tries to come through there, they'll definitely register. We do have these two over here as well, but they're way too far away. I feel like I actually want to move this one over to here. They're way too far away if it's foggy, but if it's not, then they'll do a good job up here. Now I'll get rid of you. Goodness me. Okay, I'll move closer. Okay, I can't seem to get rid of this tree. Never mind. Alright, we'll just leave that. Yeah, so since we're at the base, you know, like, having to do this over and over again, it makes it impossible, really, to make any progress. So, we have our ammo. We have our food. We don't have the most, Oh yeah, here's the thing. I wanted to put these on. So I've changed our suit. Now we have a little bit more. We have our aid. We have our weapons. Now we save. And now we head out into the wasteland, into the wilderness of the Commonwealth. And I want you to see the really cool, super duper cool thing that I've been so excited about wanting to show you and not letting myself and building up the suspense, which wasn't really my intention. I just kind of wanted it to happen naturally, but I don't know how long it's going to take. And I don't want to milk it either, you know. That's a red roach. Are you a friendly red roach? What? What?
I knew you'd join us here.
Okay, so that's a bug. Literally. We can trade with a red roach. I love it, but it's a bug of some kind. That's so funny. Okay, well, we'll ignore that. And hope that it doesn't happen again, I suppose. Anyway, okay, so yes, I'm just going to let you in on the big deal. This is vital and fundamental, really, to what we're doing here and what the whole kind of premise of the pack is. So we're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, obviously, and in Ground Zero, okay, we have some exploders over there. In Ground Zero, we're now at risk, by the way, because we can't save anymore. In Ground Zero, if I can finish what I'm saying, we have been sent to clear the wasteland, reclaim the wasteland, and clear the infestations that have settled in all of the settlements, that have inhabited the settlements. And obviously we're going to do that. Slowly but surely, we will make our progress towards that goal, and we will reclaim the settlements. And as I said to you, this mod pack, this series, wow, this fog is so intense. This series is set 30 to 50 years. I'm just going to say 40 years, which is a decent amount of time. Enough for, it's set 40 years after Ground Zero, which is enough time for a bit of an evolution to have occurred in the Commonwealth, and that stuttering you're experiencing there is the result of what we're about to witness together. Now, for those of you who know, and most of you will, this is the way to Abernathy Farm. Let's take that. We'll leave the leather. Just need to make sure there's no creatures around here, and I want to check the audio and make sure I put everything back up, because I was dropping things all over the place before when testing. How do I get you high? Come on, get high with me, would you? Alright. So it's 40 years on. And after we have reclaimed the wasteland in the past, obviously our operative would be old and grey, possibly dead. He probably got killed by the Commonwealth. Who knows how? Maybe a zombie killed him in the end, you know. So, may I introduce you to the Commonwealth 40 years on. Now this is supposed to be, and is, Abernathy Farm. But if you look, you'll see it's already populated. It is already controlled by the Gunners. And this is the result of Sim Settlement's Conqueror. I've set it up so that every single vanilla settlement except for Red Rocket, Sanctuary, and I think the player, you know, like the player home in what's it called? Diamond City home base. So they haven't been touched. But it will be our job, if we so choose, which we don't have to do, but we could, if we want to, build our own faction, start up our own settlements. We've got our conquest mod. We can go out and build our own settlements anywhere we want in the wasteland. Populate them with combat settlers, companions, and build our own faction to eventually wage war, should we so choose, wage war on all of these factions and reclaim the Wasteland again for our faction. You know, reclaim all these settlements for our faction. Now, believe me, this is very, very far down the track, you know, into the future of our series here, because, well, with the permadeath setup and everything else that's going on, now this turret isn't only isn't shooting me because it can't see me because of the fog. Okay, believe me, I've done this twice already today. These guys are definitely hostile, but not all of them. There are civilians here working. A few of them out there in the field. They're friendly. And in the recording I just did, I did what I'm about to do now. But I'm not going to do the full thing. I went up to into the farm. I was curious why nobody was attacking me. And it turns out that there are... Oh, okay, this person is friendly. So this is a shop. Is it? So here we go. Let me show you. This is a...
My caravan was supposed to be here yesterday. Hope they're okay.
So this is a civilian, obviously. They're friendly. But the faction that's actually up there in the main base, the gunners, they are not friendly. There will be quests here. Okay, a lot of this stuff is just... well, not all of it. It's part of the Sim Settlements, you know, settlement population system. And we can't do anything with it. However, some of it does have loot for us. There'll be missions in places. There'll be quests that NPCs want us to do. A lot of this stuff we can't take. So that's you know, that's the thing that I've wanted to share, and it's I think it really nicely ties in with what we're doing in Ground Zero, and it gives us a bit of a, you know, a direction to go with the series if we want to. We don't have to. We can just focus on building our own settlement in the Commonwealth, killing zombies, doing vanilla quests. But yeah, so that's the thing I've been super excited about and wanting to share with you. And I don't... What I know, I don't think it's ever been done in this particular scenario. Wow, that's a whole group of spitters, and we're not going anywhere near them. So obviously Sim Settlements Conqueror has been done, and so has Ground Zero. But I don't think it's been combined where the Commonwealth is overrun with zombies, and also, you know, the settlements have been captured, pre-captured. They're all at war with each other, all of the different factions. And in the midst of this zombie apocalypse, just hearing a bit of a rattling there. In the midst of the apocalypse, there are settlers, people trying to build lives for themselves, factions trying to, you know, maintain control over their own settlements. And at night time, because the zombie menace has not been fully eradicated from the Commonwealth, at night time the shit hits the fan. The deep, you know, the creatures of the deep, the more deadly, more vicious, more monstrous ones come out to play. And so you don't, you know, people aren't out at night. Everybody hunkers down. They're all armed to the teeth. All of those in there, all of those people in there. So if zombies start wandering in, which they can. This is Red Rocket, is it? Yep. You know, everybody goes to war basically with the zombies. So I don't know. I think it gives it a really nice. Sorry, dog meat. Tell you what, let's put you up here. Right, you might be a bit more comfortable. Okay, honestly, I honestly am just trying to make him more comfortable. I promise. But he's so heavy. Why can't I lift you up? Here we go. He's so heavy. I actually can't pick him up. I think you can probably tell what I'm trying to do with him. I'll pick him up from this end. Is this going to work? Never mind. Right, we need to go home. It's late. It is late too. I also want to clear the corpses from here. Alright, so now that I've got that out of the way, hopefully for the last time, clear the corpses from here. We're going to go home to our base. And then tomorrow, when we wake up, and hopefully we do wake up and don't get raided by zombies ourselves, we're going to finish. We're going to go into Concord and finish clearing Concord. Which means the... what do you call it? The peckish? The underground area? The sewers, you know, the area that I said it isn't a zone in the last episode, or I don't consider it a zone. Well, guess what? I've changed my mind, because last night I was watching Skalldire and his playthrough, which he's just started up Ground Zero. I think he's done 2 episodes now. He does long streams, you know, 4 hour streams, and he went down there, and believe me, that is not a place you want to be in a permadeath scenario. So when we get in there, we can save, alright, and we're going to clear it out. Alright, I've gotten everything out now, I think. And like I say, I've had to say that 3 times today. So, that's that. Alright, welcome. How long did that take? Holy crap, like 20... nearly half an hour in, and I've just finished saying what I wanted to say. So we're thirsty. And we have a level up. We'll do that in a second. Look at this. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So I can get rid of these now. I'll just store it. Hey, I can move you too. I'll get rid of that. So there's some stuff here we can scrap. Let's move this down here, maybe add a little bit of character at the front. So yeah, you know, now that I've seen and begun to see the importance of the settlement building, because I would usually just get involved with exploration, getting out there doing missions, and maybe, like I said, set up a settlement to the bare minimum it needs. I'm going to break that habit now and get into the proper settlement management elements, which I think is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Can I just see that? Yes. Got a ton of wild mute fruit. To decorate our base with. And I didn't intend to do this, honestly. Like, I thought we were going to be fully nomadic until we found a place to do this, but, you know, just the way the story unfolded with the little family of mole rats, which aren't here anymore. I don't know where they've gone. Now, we don't want a lot of this stuff because it obscures our view, and most likely the view of our turrets as well. I've thought about adding in the mod that lets me scrap all this stuff. We would be able to scrap everything, but they're super unstable for anything sort of long term and tend to massively negatively impact the frame rate. Now that we're here, we can save. Alright, so I do like this, and it's 8 o'clock anyway. Okay, so let's try and sleep. First of all, let's do our level up. I'm just going to go with this one, which I can't. Never mind. What did I pick then? Did I go with agility or perception? I think I'm going to take perception because it allows us to at least slightly level up our bullet time, which we'll do right now. it's not alphabetic. So we can now, we're at level 2, so that's level 1, that's level 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we're on the right one anyway for that. Alright, let's get another save in. Sleep and hope that we don't wake up being attacked by murderous monsters. We did it, guys. We've made it through another night. Let me save. Now, hopefully we don't get attacked, because that sometimes does happen after you wake up. Like, you get a wandering horde come through. I think it's happened to me a few times in the last couple of attempts to record this episode. But it seems like we're okay. These turrets are honestly useless in the mist. It's actually a bit scary because they were no help to me at all. To the point where I thought the pack was broken, so I was like, forget this, I'll just re-record it tomorrow, you know, do a new recording. Alright, give me a second, I'm going to get ready, then we're going to head out into Concord and clear the underground zone. Right. What time is it exactly? 6:30, so I think it might even still technically be morning. But, I don't know, we'll head out anyway. See how we go. Because we have a save here, we can be a little bit more adventurous with what we're doing. Which is very cool, yeah. I had to do that. I had to implement it because it was just too insane. Like the challenge of building, dying over and over. It got to be too much. You know, I would travel from one place to back to the base, get set up, build everything, and then die and respawn somewhere else and have to walk all the way back and just do all that tedious stuff. So it just means I can come, stay at home, do all the tedious stuff without worry. And then we still have this, like these moments now where there's still that moment of threat and danger, but it's not as crazy or just undoable. I can't build a series on dying a lot and repeating the same content. It'll just be torture for me to do, and it'll be torture, I think, for a lot of people to watch. At some point I'm going to get rid of these because they sort of just keep moving back to where I don't want them to be. Yeah, there's just too many moments. Like earlier in the first recording I did, at the very start, I built all that. I built everything we just did there, and took us over to see Abernathy. Then set off into Concord after building all that stuff and organising all my loot. And on this road, it might have been down there, I forget, ran into 3 of those invisible pursuers, and that was it. Game over. And to then, you know, that's like half an hour in. What are we at now? It's about now half an hour in. To then have to go back and do it all again. I just can't logically build a series like that. So I've made a compromise. Anyway, that's it. That's the explanation behind it. And don't worry, it's still just as challenging. And in the same way, really, just not as hellish. Not even hellish. That's not fun, you know. That's to the point where I've made it not doable for myself because of this pack, of how difficult it is. So now you know. I think one of these has some ammo for us, if I can remember. Or did I already pick that up earlier? What that? Ooh, hunting shotgun. Okay. And these guys have ammo. Carrying too much. Let's put that on. Drop that and drop that one of the Tech 9s or 2 of them. So the damage per second is slightly higher there, but it doesn't do as much damage per shot. We'll keep it on us. If we have to drop it, then we have to drop it. Alright, let's head into the zone. Underground. What is it called again? Civic access. Now, as you're about to hear, I don't actually know what's down here. The first episode, there were exploders. The second episode, there were pale heads. Like I told you, it's got a little bit of a randomness to it. I just haven't been able to catch much of that on recording yet. Now we can save because we're in a new zone. Now we just can't retreat. Or we can, but if we do, we have to reload at the start of the day, so there's no way. No way, no way, and no way. Now, I know what's behind here. We need to hit it. That thing can kill us in one hit. Even in VATS, when we're in VATS. Okay, we've got exploders again. Okay, what we had a lot of fun with these guys. Okay, I don't like how much ammo that's using, but we've got a fair bit of ammo at home, so. Oh crap. I was just about to say this, honestly. I was just about to say, now the explosion radius on these guys, as I learned, is insane. And you have to stand way back. And for some of them, it's not the same for all of them, but for some of them, they don't explode. Even if you shoot them in the guts, they don't explode. But some of them do. Now we can't save scum, like save now or anything. We can only save at the start of the zone. Honestly, you gotta stand way back. So this place will be full of these then. Am I thirsty a little bit? How thirsty? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, do you see what I mean? Like... Okay, well, try again. Very itchy nose tonight. get stuck on that. Let's get some water into us. Do I have that favorited? Might not have done that yet. Let's get back here. Oh yeah, that worked. Gotta try and remember to make the fire mode change utility item. Look at the way he's moving, honestly. I think it's like they're trained to dodge your headshots. Crazy. Can't get too close to him either. Goodness me. Whoa. That was very, very lucky. That didn't kill us. So he's going to go around now. So we'll just wait for him. What do we have in the way of... Okay, Molotovs. Getting to my eyes, this. Too much gaming for one day. I've done about 2 hours extra than I normally would. 2.5 hours. Do not kill me now. No, so we still have this, the can't even speak. You know, this permadeath element of it. It's like, well, if we die now, we still... So it's more like, it's a little bit more like the traditional survival, really, isn't it? Similar, anyway. With the only being able to save at a bed, you know? I don't think I've said this yet either. We're doing Frost soon. I have not yet figured out exactly when I'm going to launch it, because I've already got Ground Zero and this running simultaneously, so I don't really want to do another Fallout 4 game. But as much as I do want to do that, I don't for the channel, you know. Plenty of time. I've got to remind myself that there's no rush with this sort of thing. And so many of these series now, like this one, Ground Zero, they're going to be so long. You know, we're looking at, I don't know, I reckon 30, 40 episodes, if not more. So to throw another really long episode series in, I think that's not a good idea. I sort of lock myself in then, you know, to those games being very, very regularly, constantly really featured on the channel. So I want to mix it up with a few other games that I can get through in a bit of a shorter time span. Okay, I'm going to shut up for a bit because I realise I've been talking a lot. see my keyboard very well, but never mind. Certainly putting my computer through its paces today, I'll tell you that much. Always smile when I think of this guy sitting down here with his Abraxo cleaner at the end of the world. Was it Abraxo cleaner or Sugar Puffs or whatever it was? Jesus, these ones must have killed each other. Where else is there? There's down here, isn't there? Does that make us naked? Not really. But it doesn't give us the strength and agility bonus, so... that fusion core way. That's important, isn't it, to get into Vault 88 at some point? 109. Don't suppose I have any beer on me, do I? Whiskey? No, but I might have enough junk to store there. Maybe. Bugger, not quite. Poor rabbits that I killed. Crap. Well, I can't. I just won't be able to keep most of that. Alright. What have I got wrong with me there? What's wrong with me? Oh, just because I'm over encumbered. Oh, I see. So... yeah, I've just got to drop that stuff then. Getting all mixed up here, what I'm trying to do. Hair trigger compensated. Can't Calibrated glow-sighted. I feel like that's going to be better, you know. At least we get to keep the fusion core for a mission later. We'll just leave those guns there, unfortunately. Don't really like to do that, but don't really have a choice. Okay, let's get out of here then. So that's this area now complete. We can save. And we'll save once we get out of here as well. So it looks like I've finally managed to get this episode together. I've almost waited for tomorrow, but I thought, no, I can get it done. I'll go to bed soon. I can get it done. Oops. Right, then let's head home. With regards to this, actually, before we go, is it here? Yeah, it is this one. So this is the train station, the subway station. Now, we are going to go in there, and I think we're going to go in there in the next episode. And how it works is, for anyone who doesn't know, it connects up the whole Commonwealth. So I'm just trying to think, there's a mod, isn't there, where you can ask settlers to come and grab stuff if it's stored away in a building. But I might put that mod in. Forget what it's called. Oh, there's this too. Might as well take that with us, eh? Might as well. Try and put it somewhere where it's not going to be in my view. Is that possible? So with the subway station, the way it works is... There we go. Because it connects the whole Commonwealth, the subway spans the entire map. And in different areas, there's another entrance or another exit, you know? So... Because it's essentially one zone, from what I understand. There might be sort of doors that you can go through that lead you into other areas. So if we go in there, we're committed until we can find another exit. Now that's tricky. I did have a look in there. I don't know if it was on Ground Zero, was it? Yeah, I think it was in one of the episodes of Ground Zero, where I went in there and it turned into like a maze. I remember it being a bit like that for Fallout Frost, the Frost mod, which we are going to play soon. The mod pack put together by the same people who made this. Screaming Lake. Can't wait for that. And so once we go in there, we're committed. And I don't know how long we'll be in there for. But I'm keen to go in. There's a lot of zombies in there. We'll save at the start. And then we're not allowed to save again the whole time until we find another exit. Let me get rid of these guys. And I want to do the same for this guy. What happened to my... Oh, there it is. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to do that on the next episode, but we might. We just might. I thought I did this already. Probably did, didn't I? Multiple times already. Yeah, so it's pretty cool being able to come back to the main base and save. Sort of potter around here a bit. Still early. Oops, crap. I tell you what, that's a bit of a Bit of a cheat, isn't it? Get it to fly across. Is this the right way? Yes. See if I can reproduce that. I sometimes try to throw them, but it kind of worked. Alright. Where'd it go? What? Oh, there it is. Alright, home sweet home, where we can relax. Offload all the stuff that we don't need. Oh, I kept meaning to cook that stuff. That's why I grabbed it all, because I wanted to cook it in Sanctuary. So we're pretty good on those. What does this do again? Intelligence and perception. So that's going to be good for VATS, isn't it? If we come across any enemies. Damage resistance, poison resistance. Jets, that's just there as a backup. Emergency sort of thing. Okay, so we're doing alright. Yeah, I hope you don't mind about the, you know, the alteration. It's definitely a deviation. You know, the save, being able to save here. It's definitely a deviation from the intense, like not being able to save now. But I just found it was too much, you know, to do all of this that we've done here today, to then die. And it's so easy to even die at your base when your turrets won't fire. Like, if we get an attack now and there's 15 zombies, 2 of them are spitters, 2 of them are lickers, 1 of them's an exploder, 1 of them's a brute. Dude, there's nothing you can do. The turrets won't shoot them because they won't see them because of the fog. I won't be able to leave the base. If I die then, and I respawn at the start of this whole day, it's too much. It's too much. Well, I wouldn't now. I would respawn back at the end of the zone we were just in. So, I mean, that's probably not as bad, but in other circumstances, unless you run and commit yourself to a zone really quickly, it's too much. So anyway, I hope you're okay with that. I hope people don't mind it too much. But anyway, that's how I'm going to be playing the pack. And as I said, all of this stuff is work in progress. I like the idea of these things a lot of the time, and then I test them out and play them. And if I tested out everything that I thought of before I put it in, created videos on it, I wouldn't create anything, because I change my mind so often and come up with newer, better systems and newer things that I want to do. Like I'm already talking about playing Frost, you know? So anyway, I hope you're all good with it, as good as I am good. Thank you for checking in on another video of Zombieland Conquest Fallout 4, and I hope you're enjoying the content. And yeah, let me know what you think. Are you enjoying it? Anything you want to see? Anything you think could be changed or done better? I am all ears, and I don't really have anything else to say, so I'm just going to say goodbye for now.